So a new season of IndyCar has officially gone underway. It's a brand new era of IndyCar, mainly with the broadcasting rights, with IndyCar officially back on Fox. And even getting Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue as the theme song for it to fire everybody up. I kind of wish they had something similar to the F1 intro, but hey, that's just more of a minor nitpick, and hey, beggars can't be choosers. But hey, definitely an improvement over NASCAR's broadcast. And definitely an improve over NASCAR's Fox broadcast and NBC's broadcast of NASCAR. Especially since NBC's theme song for every race has been a fucking revolving door of different songs, from that Bring Back the Sunshine song by Blake Shelton to that fucking terrible version of Running Down the Dream by Tom Petty, and then some other shit. But yeah. All I say is for NASCAR and TNT, they better bring back the fucking AC/DC TNT intro, for Christ's sakes. But overall for this race, well, this race didn't get started off on the right foot, because we had a Lap 1 crash, just like almost every other year at St. Petersburg. A Lap 1 crash, this one involving Nolan Siegel and Will Power. Damn, the Will Power choke job from last year has really carried over to start this season. God damn, I wasn't expecting this fucking choke job from Will until fucking August, not the first goddamn race of the season. But damn, it seems like August came early this year for Will Power. And that's not really a good start for Will Power this season, especially considering that this is a contract year for him. And there's been those rumors going around about David Malukas potentially taking over the 12 car in 2026, and Power could be out of IndyCar. Unless he goes somewhere else or goes the part-time route. And I'll be honest here in terms of Will Power. I mean, Will Power, he really honestly benefits nothing staying at Penske Racing. He's already lived up to his end of the deal with Penske. He's won Penske 2 IndyCar titles. He has an Indy 500 under his belt. And you know what? He honestly has lived up to his end of the deal. And honestly, Will Power benefits nothing staying at Penske Racing. I'm just going to say that right out of the gate. Just gonna say that right there. And I already know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but sadly, that's the truth. Just maybe some Power fans just don't want to hear it. But yeah, and honestly, because I think also when you add in also Alex Palou's dominance recently with 3 titles in the last 4 years, I think it's starting to look like Penske Racing might be looking at retooling the lineup at Penske for IndyCar, and that means getting younger. And Will Power is not getting any younger. He's getting older, if anything. But yeah, and I already know that for IndyCar, for Penske, getting rid of Will Power would be a very unpopular move. But sometimes the right decision is the unpopular decision. Power fans may not get it at first, but in due time, they might be able to understand. Because Penske Racing does need to go into a retool for IndyCar. And sadly, that will probably mean saying goodbye to Will Power. As great as he is, everybody has an expiration date. And I think Will Power's starting to hit his expiration date with Penske. But anyway, though, back to the race itself, though. This race is actually pretty solid overall. There was a lot of solid racing, a lot of comers and goers, a lot of different strategy. I mean, at one point, Colin Herta looked like he had a chance to win this race. And then Andretti in the 2016 fumbled it on a street course. And the street circuits have seemed to be Andretti's bread and butter, and they fumbled it. Oof. And then even Mayer Shank Racing had a chance to get some solid runs too, until they fumbled it on pit road too. And of course, throughout much of the late stages of the race, Scott Dixon had massive radio communication problems with his crew chief, where he couldn't even communicate with him at the very end. And in the end, it turned into a 3-car battle for the win between Alex Palou, Scott Dixon, and Joseph Newgarden, with Palou and Dixon trying to make it up. Palou and Newgarden trying to make it on fuel. But in the end, despite Dixon and Newgarden's best efforts, they just could not seem to beat Alex Palou, as Palou proves that he really is him. But the I in him is replaced with a 10. And the reigning and our 3-time back-to-back reigning defending undisputed IndyCar heavyweight champion of the world, Alex Palou, he begins his title defense by by picking right back up where he left off last season, winning the season opener at St. Petersburg. So Alex Palou, he begins, he starts his run at a three-peat with a bang and wins the opener. And then Joseph Newgarden had a chance to finish second until he ran out of gas on the final turn, which allowed Scott Dixon to get by, but Newgarden was able to limp the car to finish third. So even though it sucked that Newgarden ran out of gas at the end, it's a lot better than what happened last year when he initially won at St. Petersburg, and then 6 weeks later got disqualified. So, it could have been worse. It could have just been him. He finishing third, and then 6 weeks from now, he gets disqualified again. I swear to God, if he gets disqualified again, then there really is no God. Jesus fuck. But yeah, Alex Palou wins again. And of course, Palou, he came into this season already as a heavy favorite to win to get a three-peat. So could the three-peat happen this year? Or could Scott Dixon get a 7th title? Will Newgarden step up and get a 3rd title? Or will somebody else step up to the plate and prevent the three-peat from happening? Or does Will Power get his head out of his ass and get a 3rd title and prevent Palou from getting the three-peat? A lot of storylines to be talked about for this IndyCar season. And also, the IndyCar broadcast was actually really pretty good. There were a couple of first-week jitters Fox had. But overall, it was a lot better broadcast than what Fox has produced for NASCAR. And I already know what's going to happen now. What I fucking said was going to happen last year when this deal was announced. If Fox gave any shred of a shit about IndyCar. And that was all the NASCAR fans are now going to storm the fucking comments and be like, why can't Fox do what they did with IndyCar with NASCAR and give a fuck about NASCAR? Well, 2 things, actually. 1, Fox doesn't actually produce the actual broadcast of the IndyCar race. That's actually IndyCar producing the broadcast and all that stuff. Just the only thing IndyCar Fox does with the broadcast is air it and handle all the marketing for it. In which, in terms of marketing, IndyCar's done an outstanding job with marketing in the offseason. I've always said that I've always felt like IndyCar has been a better motorsport than NASCAR and F1. I've always said the last couple years that marketing has been the one thing that has been holding IndyCar back from possibly contending with NASCAR and F1 in the motorsports pecking order. And MotoGP as well. I should give an honorable mention to MotoGP, since MotoGP is pretty popular too. Maybe not as popular in North America as like a NASCAR and F1, but it's pretty popular in the world still. But IndyCar, they figured out the marketing thing, and because the marketing has been massively improved this offseason. Now, whether this all translates to TV ratings or not is to be determined. But I think any improvement over what we've had the last 3, 4, 5 years, or anything since the fucking car split in the mid to late 90s, and then early to mid 2000s, I think anything above that is a massive improvement. Anyway, as I was saying, IndyCar produces the broadcast, Fox just airs and handles the marketing for it, while Fox does everything for NASCAR. Maybe if NASCAR actually produced the broadcast themselves and have Fox just handle the airing and marketing for it, then maybe it'd be a better improved product over the bullshit we have on Fox right now. But again, the reason that Fox treats NASCAR as like a joke is because, well, to be honest, NASCAR doesn't deserve respect when NASCAR's ran like a fucking clown show in motorsports. It's an example of what happened when you have piss poor leadership in the motorsport, with the likes of Phelps and O'Donnell and Elton Sawyer, etc., and the list goes on and on. There's so many incompetent people in the sport. I'll be honest, you want to know what the problem is in NASCAR? I think it's the France family. Because every problem that happens in the sport, it always starts at the top and works its way down to the very bottom. And keep in mind, if everyone's wondering why would I blame the France family over Phelps, O'Donnell, and Sawyer, very simple. Who signs all 3 of their paychecks? Oh shit, it's the France family. Imagine that. But But yeah, honestly, in terms of Fox treating IndyCar seriously and treating NASCAR like a joke, I'll be perfectly honest, NASCAR kind of did it to themselves with all the fucking gimmicks and stupid bullshit they put in the sport and being run like a fucking gong show and not being a real motorsport. There's the differences there. Fox treats IndyCar with respect because IndyCar is a real motorsport. Fox treats NASCAR like a joke because NASCAR is a fucking joke and an absolute fucking embarrassment and a shit stain to motorsports. And that won't change anytime soon until you clean the fucking house and get rid of everybody. Which means Phelps, O'Donnell, Sawyer, and you have the France family sell the fucking sport. Because I've always said it before and I'll say it again. If the France family's not going to give a damn about NASCAR, then sell the fucking motorsport to someone that will. At least Roger Penske has shown he has given a fuck about IndyCar. Even though it hasn't been perfect by any stretch of the imaginations, still gives more of a shred about an IndyCar than the France family does about NASCAR, that's for fucking sure. And I fucking hate Roger Penske. But is it fucking sad that the fucking person I hate more than the France family is the one I respect the most? I think that is kind of sad. But I mean, the hatred for Penske is mainly because of NASCAR with fucking Logano and fucking Mickey Mouse titles. I honestly don't mind Penske in IndyCar. Mainly because Roger Penske signs Joseph Newgarden's paychecks. But yeah, overall though, if anyone's wondering, how do you stop Alex Palou's dominance from here on out? Well, that's very simple. You add, two things. One, you add more ovals tracks as a starting point. And then two, you pray to God everybody steps their game up on the road courses and street circuits. Because I know a lot of people are about to complain about Alex Palou's dominance and say it's going to bore fans the same way that Verstappen's dominance bored the shit out of everybody, or Lewis Hamilton's dominance bored everybody, or even Sebastian Vettel's, or Michael Schumacher's, or hell, even Jimmy Johnson's dominance. All I say to that is, well, hey, it's not Palou's fault, or or Hamilton's fault, or Verstappen's fault, or Vettel's fault, or Jimmy Johnson's fault, or Schumacher's fault, that everybody else's driver and team is a poorly run shit pile. Like, if you don't want their dominance to bore people, then fucking step up and race better, and don't let them fucking bore the fuck out of you with their dominance. Like, the only person you have to blame for the reason they dominated the sport, it's themselves. It's their own damn fault. Because nobody steps up to the plate and did challenges. It's that fucking simple. I don't know how the fuck common sense is that lack nowadays, or how all of a sudden it's now a fucking crime online. But yeah, I mean, if you don't want Palou to dominate and get the three-peat, well, you have about 16 races to change all that. I mean, it's only race one. It's a long season, like I've always said about motorsports. The season isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. And IndyCar is just getting started. In fact, the next IndyCar race won't be for about 3 weeks with the Thermo Club. Oh shit, they made Thermo Club now a points race and no longer that stupid all-star race. They actually got rid of it after 1 year. Huh, imagine that. Maybe NASCAR should take notes on what to do with the all-star race. Just simply get rid of it. Problem solved. But in the Clash as well. But I'll be honest, they easily could have fit another race or two in the next 3 weeks for that void. Like, that's too long of a break between St. Petersburg and now. But yeah, anyway, what a way to kick off the IndyCar season on Fox. Overall, great broadcast, great race, a lot of good strategy. Congrats to Palou on a great win, by the way. And yeah, I'll see you all next week for the Cup race at Phoenix. I'm out.